All right, so we are live, and yes, lots of technical problems, but you know, keep it nice and fun. If people can let us know if you can hear us, and if any of us sound quieter than than other people, then also let us know, and then we can mess around with that. Yeah. So welcome back. It has been 6 weeks since our last session together as a group. Obviously, 2 weeks ago, Jakob and I played Home together, which is the last live stream episode on the channel. But before that, we did a period of playing Terminal State, and coming back to Household. I can't actually. I wanted to look up. Did any of you look up when we last played our last session? By any chance?
Oh. No.
It was a while ago.
Yeah.
It was.
We played, I think, from memory, it was
3 months last.
May?
At least. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I can actually check it very quickly because I just opened it in another tab.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the last...
it was even April, I suppose.
April.
Like, was May
14th of April.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
That's a long time.
And I just hit the wrong button there.
Yeah.
Apologies.
Aye.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun right now with technology. Not. Right. So it's been April since we last played. It's not been very close on our minds. I tried to get a recap, one of these fancy recaps, going for this session, and it only did half of the session for some reason. So yeah, it's just taken ages to get all this stuff going. So we're gonna have a little recap. We're gonna talk about it to both get ourselves back into the swing of this campaign, and discuss kind of what we're gonna be doing going forward. So this is gonna be a little bit like almost like a second session 0 for our campaign, because we're gonna be easing ourselves into what has happened before and what we're gonna be doing going forward in the campaign, which I know we did a little bit of when we did our last what's that thing called, the historians debate, which is the between chapter sort of group session where you discuss how you want to advance your character and those sorts of things. So we did a little bit of that then. That was also in April. I can see. So again, we're talking 4 months ago. It's been a long time, and we need to get ourselves back into the swing of things. Obviously, if you're watching this in the future, you kind of might be a little bit disappointed by this episode because you may have just watched all these episodes in a row. If that's the case, then I'll try and leave timestamps to when we start talking about what we're going to be doing going forward, just so you can kind of skip ahead to that. But for now, let's do a little recap. Do one of you want to do a recap of our last session? Session 3.0 was a vignette. It was kind of a very different type of thing. The 3 players all had a different character, and we were just taking a little look at something else happening in the house that happened after chapter 2 had finished. So kind of like between the start of chapter 3 and the end of chapter 2, which was the prison breakout. And we don't need to talk about that. That was kind of, we'll mention it briefly maybe after this recap, but really I want a recap of what happened in April. In fact, looking at chapter 2.5, our last episode from chapter 2, that was in March. So that's what we need to be focusing on, because this is the last time that we played these 3 characters of this campaign. So why don't we share the recap responsibilities? Does one of you want to start with how we kicked off?
Oh, so I'm gonna be the recap. Yeah, we headed into the deep wood, into the pine wood, respectively into the dreadwood, dreaded part of that really the crashed Christmas pine tree that is now a giant forest in the living room. And the strange part of it near the window where weird fog emanates, and yeah, it's really corrosive and harmful to the most living beings down there. We were looking for Argo's tomb that Gwen acquired 2 parts of a map for that, one from Santiago and the other one from from those bandits we freed, I suppose. Anyway, we were heading into the Dreadwood and made our way through the Pinewood. Got followed by a hunter from the Blue Flame Lodge.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, something blue.
I'll look
Blue
it up.
Flame, Blue Mouse, something like.
Yeah.
She's called Lena, and she was very, very sketchy. Probably she was with the racist elves. We will come to that. Yeah, we headed into the Pinewood, into the Dreadwood, and I found a lot of valuable stuff like lichen and herbs that I think Santiago collected, maybe. And we catched a glimpse on something very, very big scuttling away from us in the mist, and we, well, already alert, but not alert enough. But of course, when we found like the fallen ornament from the tree that proved to have some sort of entrance down below, which was like Argo's tomb that we were looking for all the time. We were surrounded by members of the Tri-Star, which is like a remnants of the old fairy empire, like very, very racist, fairy supremacist, old guard sort of, that are also after Argo's tomb, and surrounded us and wanted to take us prisoner. But the idiots that we are, we kicked their nuts and started potentially a very, very nasty fight. And through sheer luck and the inventiveness of some characters, and Humphrey becoming a giant guy, we could escape them into the depths of the tomb with the captain of the fairies in tow. Gwen got hurt in the process, if I'm not erring. And
yeah, I think she did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we headed deeper into the tomb after barricading the
Well,
entrance.
Let's stop there and let somebody else carry on.
Oh.
Carmen, Erasmus, one of you want to go from there up to the spider
chamber?
incident?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's Litha. You had the more incent in that period, I think. So.
Yeah. Well, we were kind of.
Yeah, the names have
I was
changed.
casting light because that was something that I can do. So because we were in the pitch black of that tomb, and we heard people following us, I know, and I think Humphrey got the captain.
Yeah.
Right, didn't you?
Yeah. I went Juggernaut and
took
just
him-
snatched the guy, used him as a living shield.
Yeah, did we take him with us?
You
Completely,
did.
we
I'm trying
did.
to remember how
right?
far you took him. All the
Up
way
to
down
Argo's
to
room,
the-
because Humphrey
Into the tomb. We did
somehow tortured him, which I would like to retcon in that extensiveness that he did.
Oh, the fairy killer.
Yeah, he pierced the wings though, but without all the crazy sadistic villain talk that would have maybe
Yeah, but
maybe as a little
that
extent.
comes a bit later, I think. We did that not right up in that doorway. And we were searching for. We were following the passageway that we had, finding out that there was a steep descent around us. Like it was very, very dark, very steep, and we didn't want to fall. I think we heard some scuttling somewhere in the deep, but didn't know what it was, but instead followed those little pathway that was right in front of us and checked for traps. Luckily, we did that. Most of the time, I mean, one we kind of got through by triggering it, I think. That was when our little mouse got stuck.
Yep. Snotty.
Yeah, we triggered a trap that had moving walls. I think it came crushing in, so it got tighter and tighter. And yeah, I had to. I was searching for a mechanism to loosen it up and found some cogwheels to the side that I was able to, I think, kind of destroy the mechanism. So the walls came back and we could free trembling Snotty. who's still very shaken, I think. And yeah, also we had another trap, which was shooting arrows at us, I think.
Yeah, I think I vaguely
About
remember
the
that.
spikes?
We had
Oh.
two large traps, I
Oh
think.
yeah.
Yeah. I
They
vaguely remember there
spikes?
was something was shooting out at you.
Spikes or arrows, I'm not sure anymore, but I think we disabled that one pretty easy because those were little plates in the ground, and we managed to shift a knife, I think, in between the gaps.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this we could pass safely, and we made it down into a room that was supposedly Argus' tomb, but we found out that it was not. There was a sarcophagus, I think, but it was of one of the servants of Argo. Like just one of the smaller minions. But nevertheless, we had Santiago managed to find some things to the side that he he kept secret.
Look, gold!
At first. And yeah, we came to a point where somehow something large entered the chamber. While we were rummaging around looking for hints and stuff, because Gwen couldn't really believe it that it was an Argus tomb, and she was kind of searching for proof that we can go further or something else, and something came. And
there was a hole in the ceiling, wasn't there?
Yeah. Up in the ceiling there was a hole, and something came down there, and all of us got webbed. Santiago with his arse up in the air, nose down in the gold, and you guys were by a table, I can remember, or the sarcophagus, and only one of us was snatched by carried away by what showed up to be cleared up to be a big mythical spider who had a offer Humphrey couldn't refuse.
That's a good way of putting it.
So.
Yeah. And do you want to talk about the contract that you?
Well, let's finish the recap, and we're gonna retcon a little bit of some of the things we've talked about previously. So we'll do that in a second. But
yeah, and then so Humphrey did a deal, signed a contract for us, at least for himself. I'm not sure how much we other are influenced in it, but a bit at least. And then we all got released, but not the 5-star captain. He was carried away and dealt with according to the contract.
Yeah.
As I can remember. Yeah. Nom nom nom.
Eaten.
Then
and then I think we just managed to leave, right? And then found our way back. We got released from the web, and then I think we were either on our way back or found our way back to civilized areas. I can't remember Matt there. Yeah,
so you made your way back out, and when you got out of the tunnel back into the Dreadwood, the soldiers that were out there were completely gone. And you did see you saw some shapes hanging from the branches above you, but it was like this foggy area. You had your gas masks back on, so visibility was pretty poor. And you did root around a little bit on the ground and found, I think, some stuff. So
I have a camouflage cloak. I know that.
Yeah. So whatever you managed to write on your character sheets back in March, that's what you've got. That's what you found. And we ended the session with all of you camping just beyond the edge of the Dreadwood. So when the fog stopped, basically, you could take your gas masks off. You pitched a camp, and we kind of just hand waved it and said, in the historians debate, we said that you made your way back to. Did you make your way back to Chesterfield? I guess you would have gone back to Chesterfield. But that's what we'll talk about now, because the next thing I'm going to talk about, we're gonna do a little bit of this. I'm going to be asking questions. You're going to be telling me what you got up to. I'm going to take a page out of a lot of the solo stuff that I do, and we might come up with some random answers to potentially whether some things have happened or not. Because I know there was some stuff you wanted to do in the living room and Chesterfield before you ended up leaving the area. So we'll kind of figure out in a kind of summary sort of way what's happened there, so that when we start our next session, we're basically know exactly where we are, what we're starting. We can do all that kind of fun stuff. Before we do that, let's talk about some retconning that's happened, and the big one is the contract with the spider. I came up with that contract right before the session, and I did paste it as I'd written it to the Discord group for Household, or for the Two Little Mice server, and I got some good feedback on it. But the feedback came, I think, while we were live, like in the game, so I didn't see it. And there was some really good advice. There was some good discussion about the kind of the wording of that contract. And I discussed it with Jakob as well offline afterwards. And we did talk a little bit about whether we were going to change it or not in the historians debate. And now that several months have passed, I think it's time we kind of had a talk about it just before this session started. And the big changes to it are, in fact, maybe we should, why don't you read the wording of your contract? In fact, I'll open it on the screen. You can read it and people can read along. So if you give me just 1 second to open.
Yes.
Of course, I'm on the wrong tab on my thingy there. There we go. So.
All right.
There we go.
8 Blast. Contract with the Dreadwood Spider. Concession. Spider Friend. You may traverse the upper levels of the house without fear of attack by spiders. This protection passes to everyone in your party. In addition, the fairies trespassing in the Dreadwood will be taken care of. Counterpart, Spider Truce. During your stay in the upper levels of the house, you may never harm a spider, not even in self-defense. Additionally, you are not permitted to disrupt or destroy any part of a spider's web. If you do not comply with this, word will get out that you are a spider foe, and all the spiders of the upper levels of the house will take a special interest in capturing and killing you in the most agonizing manner possible.
Okay. Yeah, so the wording is a little bit different to before. Basically, what I changed was this upper levels of the house. Previously, we had talked about it just being in the living room, but we were planning on the very next session leaving the living room, which kind of meant like, well, what was the point of that contract? It doesn't really have any benefits if it's specified to a specific place. I didn't want to make it the whole house, so I think a good compromise was the upper levels of the house. That leaves their room for if, for some reason, Humphrey breaks the terms of this contract and he's being hunted by spiders, there is a place that he can kind of find sanctuary, which is in the basement. But I like the idea that the spiders of the basement are kind of at odds with the rest of the spiders of the house, so that's kind of why they can't guarantee anything for the basement.
A bit like the Slua for the rest of the
Yeah.
We have very special, better spiders down our place.
Yeah. Sure. So that's the thing I changed here at the top. Also, and then in the counterparts, I've also changed it to say the upper levels of the house. But also, it originally said, additionally, you're not permitted to harm any other arthropods, and arthropods actually includes a lot of the like the foes in the house, and that kind of made it so that it just made it really restrictive, especially if it's extending into 2 whole floors. So it made sense to me that spiders are carnivorous. They're going to be eating lots of these other animals as well, so they don't really maybe care about them so much. So we've changed it from being he's not allowed to harm any arthropods to he's not permitted to disrupt or destroy any part of a spider's web, which was one of the suggestions on Discord, which I really liked. And that's basically it. And that extends again to the spider foe, and it's all the spiders at the upper levels of the house rather than just being in the living room. So basically, we just expanded the scope of it to be a little bit bigger, a lot bigger actually, part of the house, and made it much more spider specific. So Humphrey can still be a hunter. He doesn't have to change his profession. Not worry about, I've killed a bee or a beetle or a centipede, and now the spiders are going to come hunt me down. Which I think works a lot better. So that's the retcon that we're doing with the contract. I think it's a fine retcon to do because we haven't actually, that came up right at the end of our last session, and we've not actually played with these characters since. So it's kind of, and it's like legal wording and stuff. So it kind of like, it made sense that it needed to go through a few passes before it was official. So yeah, that's that bit of retcon. Anybody else want to talk about anything else that we need to mention? Just finishing up that session.
Yeah, I remember like Humphrey being really, nearly sadistic the way he talked to the ferry officer before he cut his wings or pierced his wings.
Pierced his wings, yeah.
And I would not like to retcon the piercing, but like the sadistic talk. I got a little bit carried away, so to speak. But I think Humphrey would be pragmatic enough to just hinder this guy from flying away or following them or something like that. But he wouldn't bathe in the fear, the dread of that guy. So
does that affect your reputation, or are we keeping?
No. Humphrey will still be just maybe also as a recap, we have of course gotten new memories that won't leave us, and Humphrey got the reputation the ferry killer. Well, he shot one tri-star soldier at least in the head in the first adventure, and I think slew another, and well, now he brutally captured the leader of another squad and pierced his wings. And he may be not framing it like that, but he won't be lying when telling about being attacked by the tri-star. So in a combination of poorly worded recording of events, word gets around that Humphrey has a reputation as a ferry killer, which probably will only benefit him in next adventures, I suppose. So yeah.
Yep. Okay. I mean, I like it too because I think we all agree on reputation. Crack shot for Litha and Ghost of Chesterfield. So we're kind of again, just to remind people, the memories are permanent experiences that you can use to get some small benefits in a session, and you get one permanent one per chapter. So the more you play, the more abilities basically you can call on. And I know we were gushing about this mechanic in the last historians debate, but it was kind of cool that you all went with reputations, because for me as the GM, the reputations are a really good way to tie you to the world, to the NPCs, and it just provides a lot of fodder for that sort of thing. So that's going to be good. And just looking, Litha, the crack shot, of course, you made I think 2 really amazing shots in 2 different sessions that we kind of I think we awarded you with the aces, right, for both of them.
For one, I got the Joker.
Yeah, for one you got the Joker.
For the first one, because that was in the first session where I shut down the candelabra and set that poor lady on fire.
Juju was her name.
Oh,
Juju.
followed by
Juju,
shooting 2 people through the head.
Oh
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was 2 or 3, I can't remember.
I felt two of them. Yeah, that was me. And then now bringing down the Christmas ornament on the entire group of of tri-star soldiers.
Yeah, epic.
Yeah, so you've definitely got a reputation there. And again, the reputation is, from my perspective, the reputation has to make sense that you have to have done something that somebody will have witnessed and can basically spread tales of your daring do. And of course, Gwen was in your company for all of these things. So she's the one kind of going to be spreading word. Cool. And Santiago, the Ghost of Chesterfield, that was a fun session too. Do you want to remind us why you got that reputation?
Oh yeah, I climbed and snuck very, very skillfully 2 or 3 times, I think, into the sheriff's office and also over the wall in one session.
Oh
I think.
yeah,
And I was also kind of not recognized, but people they knew there was a slew there, so I needed a new hat, and that perhaps took a spin. Yeah.
There are still wanted posters around of you. So
yeah, I've heard so. Yeah.
And the fact that nobody knows exactly what you look like, that's also good. It's kind of like nobody's had a good look at you, so it fits. I think it fits really well. That's
but the painters were very creative.
Yes, I think we have. If I can pull them up, if they're still here, let me just see if I can.
Heard am I allowed to see them, Jakob?
Yeah, not all at once.
But here's I'm just gonna show it on the screen here. Let me make it a bit bigger.
It's small enough so I can't see the details for myself on my phone here, so that's key.
But that's one of them. And the funny thing is that the wanted poster, the nose, I think it was the nose, isn't it? That changes with every different poster.
That sounds epic. Yeah. You all are too talented.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's a good recap. So I guess the question is, what are the loose ends that you wanna tie up while you're still in the living room? And if you think that we're starting in Chesterfield, if you just want to kind of remember a couple of plot hooks that we kind of left dangling. One has to do with there was a rat. Was it the white rat?
Yeah, the big white rat. Yeah. So
it's kind of like Moby Dick, right? That's been kind of like roaming around the area around Chesterfield, and Humphrey definitely had some off-screen time going after it and hunting it, and never ended up finding it. So maybe that's something. That's one hook there. The second one is the session in Chesterfield. There was a person. There was a fight that broke out. There was a murder, and while this fire was happening, and there was a legend of this of a bogart and a fairy who had fallen in love, kind of Romeo and Juliet sort of story. And when they went to
and most important, the flaming lancetta.
Yeah.
Or sword.
That comes up. So the legend is that they basically were going to elope and get married, but they got found out, and they got kind of ambushed when they were meeting up, got separated, and were the Bogart guy was going to be executed. He was going to be killed by the people who'd captured him, and the fairy was going to be forced to marry this other fairy douchebag guy, in a kind of very weird sort of not a cool way. Basically, I've kidnapped you, marry me. Very creepy. And they had these I think they had necklaces or something, if I remember correctly, and both of them got ripped off, and they got thrown into fires at the same time. And when that happened, basically the legend is that they kind of something miraculous happened, and they were able to overcome their foes. They both had weapons. I'm not sure if they were both lancettas, but at least one of them was. And the legend is that they're on fire, and that they're roaming the house trying to find each other because they were separated. And what you saw was a Bogart, right?
Yeah.
A Bogart who murdered a fairy.
Yeah. Herman was his name, right?
I think that's right.
I'm looking in the book for the story, but
it's in the I think it's in the guidebook.
Okay.
I believe, from memory.
Yeah,
So,
I
yeah.
think Herman and Isabella
Yeah,
or something.
it's
like
page
that.
70.
Yeah.
Page 70 of the guide, The Flame of Love.
Right.
So it is Herman and Estelle.
Estelle, yeah, right.
So he kind of matches the description.
Yeah.
And you went to follow him, and he basically kind of disappeared. Right, you were chasing after him. He kind of was like climbing and running like around houses. You were trying to like follow him, and you lost track of him at one point and couldn't find him again. It looked like he had gone over the wall, so that's where Santiago did his amazing silent scaling again, very close to a guard who was nearby, basically under the guard's nose, just kind of scaled up past him on an amazing roll. So lending himself to that reputation. And yeah, you couldn't find that guy. So that's another thing that happened. Duncan Rocks is a he's like a bandit chief in the area, and I saw the laughing there. Yeah, his name has been forgotten slightly and remembered as something else that rhymes with rocks. And
Dogs.
he's oh my god, where was I?
Sorry.
One of his cronies had been captured and was in the sheriff's jail, and you freed him when you kind of like broke. That was kind of the thing you wanted to do, is to break him out, because he had half of the or he knew where one half of Argo's Tombs map was. And then he promised to, you know, I think he said he would let Duncan Rocks know that you were that you'd helped him. So, you know, if you want to get in touch with Duncan Rocks, who's also got a reputation as being a kind of a Robin Hood sort of figure, rather than being some sort of like cutthroat bandit. It's very much a kind of bandit who targets fairies. Not exclusively, but he's kind of like taking advantage of the unrest at the moment, where there's a lot of people unhappy with the status quo and the people in authority, and of course the house is governed by an empress who's a fairy. So the fairies are kind of like the aristocracy, and there's a lot of, especially here in the living room, on the hearth, there's a lot of discontent and a lot of distrust with fairies.
Was something about a union or a student revolution or something like that, right?
Yep, there's been
those two things connected, or
yes. There's like a you've been hearing rumors over the past few months of I don't want to say rioting. It's more like demonstrations have been happening. And some of them have gotten a little bit violent. I just watched the episode in Andor where something happens similar. I don't want to give Rasmus any spoilers. So that's fresh in my mind as well. But there's basically that happening. There are people like, doing demonstrations. They're going on marches. They're, they're making their placards and kind of like shouting for different things. And in the Hearth, really, it's about autonomy. They want to be, they want to kind of free themselves from the yoke of the fairy rule, basically. And that is taking it. That's kind of unions are being formed to kind of the unions are kind of tied to that. There's this general sort of like movement away from the sort of feudal aristocratic rule, and unions play into that in a certain respect, if that makes sense, because it's kind of how unions were formed in our own history, putting more power into the hands of the workers, and not to be so breaking away from the sort of feudal ties. And of course that led to things like the French Revolution and stuff, where the aristocracy did not have a very good time. So who knows if that's going to happen here. The fairies are kind of secreted away in their room. There are people from all walks of life. All the different folk are there as well. But it's very much a kind of a fairy stronghold. So that's what's happening. we had talked before about you guys maybe making your way upstairs. Certainly that's what Gwen is going to be thinking about, because the trail for Argo leads to a university in the bathroom, I believe, or somewhere upstairs anyway. I'll have to double check that. So there's a kind of a trail that leads upstairs. So if you want to stay with Gwen and kind of follow her her kind of plot, if you will, she's gonna at some point be making her way upstairs, and she'll be looking for people to come with her to protect her and to guide her through the dangers of the house. So there's definitely a possibility for you there. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, there were some kind of ambush or attack on the stairs, right? So she definitely need protection.
That happened at the end of chapter 1, beginning of chapter 2. There was a group of freedom fighters, basically, who destroyed there was like a lift system that brought like a cable car almost up and down the stairs, and that got attacked and destroyed. There was a lot of chaos. There was a lot of bloodshed, and that is now out of order. So getting upstairs is in itself a bit of an adventure, because it's like climbing the Alps, right? So you can either take one of the nice like lifts that, you know, there's like cable car lifts up to the top, or you can climb it yourself. And of course, our Alps don't have giant spider creatures to try and eat you either. So, or other creatures. So there's all sorts of hazards around that. So that's definitely something that can happen. Is we can have a couple of sessions as you're making your way up the stairs before you get there. If you want to spend time in and around, not necessarily Chesterfield, but in the Hearth before you leave, we can maybe think about that too. So I guess the first question for me is, you know, is there anything you want to pursue in and around? Let's start with Chesterfield, since that's where it's kind of where we left it. Let's start with Humphrey, because you're next in line in the video feed.
Yeah. So Humphrey would of course pursue his goal of finding and killing the great white rat. So, but Jacob, as a player, wants Humphrey to have more contact with Duncan Rocks.
Hey, you got the name right.
Yeah. Because Humphrey was somehow politicized during the heist at the sheriff's office, and how the way they treated generally like everyone that was not a boggart, and even those boggarts who were deemed like lowlights and criminals. Humphrey didn't like that very much. So, but he is too much of a lone mouse to be actively seeking out company, but he has sympathy. So I could imagine maybe instead of finding the great white rat, he stumbles over some of Duncan Rox's crew, or even in their camp, or maybe a little outpost camp, something like that, and has some contact with them. That's something I would find more interesting. And yeah, and one other thing I thought about, which is not something I want to do now, but which I can imagine in the future, is like the spiders. Like, right, I'm a spider friend, and friends help friends, and when they help me, I have to help them in the future. Getting entangled like in some mafia-esque webs, so to say, and giving Humphrey later on, or maybe during the downtime, even a more urgent incentive to get rid of the contract again, and thus following Gwen, and following the Argo storyline, which I'm really interested in as a player.
Okay. So just to follow up with some questions there. Would you have been contacted by a spider then, while you were spending days, maybe a week or two, out in the wilderness around Chesterfield looking for the white rat?
Maybe, or maybe a spider helps me when I need their help, and then they say, "Oh well." we have friends now, and you owe me something like that. You can use this as a narrative device, just like to set me up. We don't have to. I think it would be cooler if it is on screen and if Humphrey was in need, but if you think it's cooler otherwise, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So maybe because you were out on your own, the spider helped you by maybe you got ambushed by some bugs or something, and you were kind of struggling to keep them off, and a spider kind of descended and even the odds so that you could survive, and
Okay.
because they know that you're the spider friend, and yeah. And maybe there's a point where they remind you that you know that friends help friends or something like that.
Yeah, just a little help for spider.
We can keep that off screen, but I think there's some it's already tickling some stuff for me, so that's good.
Yeah, sure.
And the Duncan Rocks gang. The other question I wanted to ask you there is, I'd like it if you haven't actually met Duncan Rocks.
Yeah,
so
that's fine.
we can say that he's kind of patrolling himself all around the hearth, and he's he's being a Robin Hood sort of character. He's being a bandit. He's being a highwayman. So he is kind of like attacking travelers of certain types. And I think I kind of like that the idea that maybe you sprung a trap. Yourself being traveling around, like they were going to like rob you, and because you were in a ferry, they weren't going to kill you, but they were like pretty adamant, and then you kind of name dropped that you helped this guy. They brought you back to the camp where this guy happened to be. How's that sound? And then that way more of the crew know who you are.
Yeah, but not Duncan Rocks himself.
Not Duncan Rocks himself.
He was around. Yeah.
So
maybe we could connect that with a spider helping. Like maybe when they ambushed me, they were going to be ambushed by some patrols of the local sheriff or something like that, and then the spider, I don't know, gave me a warning or gave us gave me a warning probably, and. Did
they notice it?
I don't think so. No. This is
okay.
I think there is more drama in if at first no one knows.
So they think you have some sort of like sixth sense, right?
Yeah. We could slip the news, but maybe they saw Humphrey and remembered, hey, that's the guy from the that helped us, because he was one of the Sheriff Goons one.
Yeah.
And it's probably it's not really clear if they have no real evidence that I am one of Duncan Rocks' crew, but it's definitely suspicious me seeing them there again, and or them seeing me there again, and it's better to keep my head down and maybe leave the living room for a while. Maybe that's cool.
Yeah. All right.
Could I butt in and say I would love the idea of you having an 8-legged sense instead of a 6th sense.
Yeah.
Spidey senses.
Spidey senses.
There's one last thing that we can play that out shortly.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. I'm just making some notes.
Yeah.
All right.
And last thing. Yeah. Humphrey wanted to approach Santiago. Yes. So, do you like us to jump quickly into role-playing again?
Sure.
Or
yeah,
for
sure.
Yeah? Okay, where would I find Santiago?
I'm guessing bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do I find him?
I'm sitting dicing with some young people around the table.
Yeah.
Betting small coins or a drink.
Yeah.
And,
so
yeah.
You're
being loud and being loud and a big presence at the place. So, yeah.
Yeah, and you I think you you notice the young ones sitting opposite side of the table of you, getting very still and looking up to a very awkward standing cloaked figure towering behind you, looking for others that are not you, looking quite menacing, and but still Humphrey's trying to be polite and waiting till you finished whatever you do.
And they see my hand going down towards the belt, and I look over and then Stefan up and smile. Hey, Humphrey!
Santiago. And I look awkwardly between you and your fellow gamblers. Do they scuttle away like?
No, I don't think so. I know. Deal me out of the next turn. Let's go to the bar.
Yeah. Good to see you again.
Yeah. You too.
Yeah. In a while. Hanging around outside. Having a. Yeah.
Did you find that white one?
Yeah. Humphrey just grunts.
Sore.
Yeah, and just.
You're gonna manage. Patting you on the back.
Maybe.
Yeah. No worries.
Yeah, and Humphrey just shoves 2 coins over the counter, getting beer for him and Santiago. And I didn't want to interrupt you. I just and I'm swinging my cloak back and revealing the officer's pin I nicked from the quite dead ferry officer now. And maybe even some people in the bar see like the richly decorated duelist pin from a ferry officer and thought I just like let the blade slid out a little bit with my thumb and say maybe we've been getting into some very close situations. By close I mean like close combat. Would you mind? You probably know, but you're a good fighter with a blade. I wanted to ask, maybe you could show me like proper fencing and stuff. Maybe and Humphrey is like really sunken now and just giving some really shy glances like some
well, Humphrey, I am the son of Don Ramiro Villar. It would be an honor to show you the basics and some cool tricks in fencing.
Really? Oh yeah.
Yes, of course.
Cool. Yes. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. No worries. No worries at all. How much have you trained? I'm guessing we'll start talking knife work and blade work, and if it's okay, they can fade out there by the bar.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. Thank you.
Santiago really likes that. He really likes showing off what he can, and he really likes helping friends. So, yeah. So, getting technical.
Do we want to have a quick break? Or do you want to keep going? I don't know. I just think before we jump into the other two, like, in case we want to take a bit of time, maybe we can do the other two and then finish up after the break.
Sounds grand.
Right.
Yeah.
Quick break is great.
Okay, so we'll take like a 10-minute break and
Perfect.
see everyone there. All right.
Yep.
All right. Excuse me. Yeah. So we've had Humphrey's little interlude there with what he's been up to, and a little chance meeting with Santiago. Do we want to stay with Santiago and hear about what you've been up
we
to?
could. Yeah. Not. He has been floating around Chesterfield. He wants to buy some nicer trousers. Perhaps not a whole set, or he wants a whole set actually, but he wants something in his own style. But getting better decorum is the main goal, I think. And I don't know how to do that from rule set, but at least better the clothes.
Yeah. I think you've got enough coin now. That you can probably
at the moment,
buy your way into a higher decorum. He does, I think. I think in the book there is. We can have a little look at that, but we can definitely put a price on that. It's under the equipment and wealth section. I'm pretty sure there's a price.
We can look into that between them. I also want to sell the mushrooms I collected, and also distribute the coins to the other people.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
So the mushrooms are being. Do we? Yeah, I mean, you're selling them. You said, right?
Yeah, or getting people to help me sell them.
Yeah.
For example, if some of the others are more expensive, I think Litha said that they were expensive. So then I just grabbed a bunch like a cheapskate is.
Did we not handle that with a dice roll in the historian's debate?
Okay, I still have them on my
character sheet.
I don't have more money than the others, and I still have them on my character sheet.
Okay. And we haven't put a price in the character sheet on what they're worth? No. Okay. All right.
Nope.
Cool. All right.
So you can say that they are worth nothing, or.
Let's figure this out then. So why don't you make me a? Have you got some dice with you?
Yes.
I like the idea of doing a household style roll, and without a push, let's say you roll. The quality of your mushrooms is, I'll be generous, you get 6 dice.
Whoa.
But depending on like the pairs, the 3 of a kind, depending on what you roll, what matches, will depend on the amount of money you can sell them for.
Okay, here goes. I got 3 pair. 1s, 4s, and 5s.
Oh wow, okay.
So that's 3 basic, right?
Yeah. So that's. I was gonna treat it like a in the game. If your opponent is basic difficulty, then a pair counts as like 1 against them. A critical counts as 3, etc. So that's worth 3 gold, or 3 coin, I should say. Which is exactly the price. Which is exactly the price for elegant clothes, which allow you to be elegant.
Oh. Then I might have just swapped.
Yeah, I think that works. Like the elegant clothes is it's obviously like a level like fancy clothes, and I think for you that's kind of like that makes sense. I think quite well.
Yeah.
So all
and then
you
I
need to do
just
is
might have forgotten. Yeah.
Just saying.
Forgotten to tell the others.
Yeah. You're just. Were you wearing the elegant clothes when you bumped into Humphrey?
Did I? Yes, I did. Of course.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
You're doing all right for yourself, I see.
Oh, these old things. Yeah. Well, I found them on the back of a truck for a cart.
Okay, so one thing to know about your decorum is you can choose to lower your decorum in exchange for a +1 or for a greater help. There's, in fact, if you hover over where it's on your character sheet where it says decorum.
Oh yeah.
And just like scroll down.
Oh, cool.
there's a whole load of stuff in there. I mean, this is straight up copied from the book. But it's the bit where your actual level if you hover over there. But there's some really interesting things about there, including if you want to, for any reason, you can lower your level of decorum if you're like, especially if you're elegant, and you kind of want to like, rough it up a little bit. Then you can kind of like mess up your hair, kind of ruffle your clothes a bit, maybe throw a coat over the top, and you can temporarily lower your decorum for the purposes of roleplay. And let me I'll just show this quickly as well, I guess, because the level is uncouth, shabby, decent, elegant, and then pompous. Pompous being the highest level. So you're basically like one step down from the most ostentatious kind of clothing that you could possibly wear, which I like.
Yeah. Okay. So you changed me to elegant. Cool.
I've changed it already.
Yeah. It sort of changed, and I said, "Oh, that's not me," but then you did it. Cool.
Yeah. So there's a bit in there. We can read up on that before our next session, just to see if there's any interesting role playing opportunities that tie into mechanics for your decorum level.
Cool.
I guess the other question to ask is, we'll cover the others in a second. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you've definitely you spent a bit of time. You've been shopping around trying to find just the right clothes that fit, and maybe because they're elegant, you've thought, oh, nothing really fits me because I don't have a Bogart's proportions, right? So maybe they've been tailor made for you.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Because it's I might have bought a coat, and then it needs to be closer here so they can see my, and I need to be it's when I move like this it's not right, and he's very much like that.
Yeah.
But I have a more pressing thing to do, but we can do that later.
Does this interfere somehow with the Aslua being like wanted?
Perhaps. I don't know.
That's
maybe.
interesting.
That could be interesting.
What kind of hat are you
But
wearing?
I also... Oh, I have the new hat. The green one.
Mm-hmm. What's it look
I think
like?
it was green.
The tricorn?
There was a tricorn, the tricorn instead of... No, the tricorn was the old one, right?
Yeah, you have no like with the...
So now I think I have a wide brim one with one side folded up.
Ah, okay.
So a total different person.
Like a Bavarian hunter.
Yeah.
but slightly wider. Yeah, okay. I gotcha.
Slightly wider, a bit wider.
It's not just Bavaria though, is it? It's one of the local towns to us had it was in the newspaper. They were all dressed up in this really old-fashioned hunting garb for their 200-year anniversary of their Schützenverein, which is the shooting club. So they all got dressed up. It was hilarious, and they had those hats. They had the wide-brimmed hats folded up with a feather coming out. So yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. In my head, it's more Three Musketeers style, but totally okay if it's Bavarian in your head. Yeah.
Well, I think the German ones are not as wide, so I totally get that yours is a little Three Musketeers is a good one. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah. But he's also need to be looking around the lower society of Chesterfield below the couch, because there is a nemesis of his. He needs to hunt down the thief, or the master thief who stole from him. And I'm guessing that's a wild goose chase. But repeatedly, twice.
Yeah.
Maybe more, we don't know yet. So he spends some time to do that as well. Trying to be a detective that he isn't at all, but he wants to be one at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, you're not having much success, but at the same time, you haven't been attacked again. So, you probably suspect that your disguise, making yourself look really, fancy, has allowed you to slip their notice. Maybe they're not aware that you're kind of you're almost disguised as another person, right?
Yeah, almost. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but he's not changing his name. Oh no.
No.
Can't do that. No. Yeah.
Okay. And I guess the question is, can you give me a dice roll to figure out,
of course,
how successful you were with did you have any success finding out anything new about this about this nemesis of yours. So just a d6.
This street, just a d6. Okay.
Just a straight d6.
Oh, that's a 3. So
A 3. So that's a no, but so no, you haven't found anything new, but maybe there's something that you've learned, something new that you've learned. What have you learned? What's something new that you've learned about this nemesis of yours, without actually finding out anything concrete about them?
Yeah. There have been a string of other coin stealings in the city, and it's mostly directed to people that have a lower decorum. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. That opens up more gaming, and it could be in many different directions. So, yeah, something like that. So there's been a string of pickpockets, but only towards people in the lower classes. And have they always taken 2 coins? Because that would always taken from me as well.
You
Could
didn't
be.
have any more.
No, exactly.
let's say in the string of pickpockets, at least one of them has had 2 coins, exactly 2 coins gone missing, and you were like, two. You see? There's a connection. It can't be coincidence.
Yes. No, not at all. Yeah.
Okay, I love it.
Yeah. This is
so wherever you go in the house, I could just kind of mention rumors of pickpockets, and you're gonna be like, "He's here."
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Oh man, those 2 coins were here before I left the room. What happened? Someone must have stolen them from me.
Yes.
2 coins, you say?
2 coins.
Oh, interesting.
It's the the 2 coin cut purse, I think I would call him.
Yeah.
Or them. I don't know the if they're.
The 2 coin cut purse.
Right.
Right.
Isn't that a good name?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Anything else?
And also, then I will train some with Humphrey. Teach him all the good Slua tricks, how you win a fight. Get the opponent drunk.
I mean, you finished top of the class.
Yeah.
Perfect marks. So you're very, very, very good at fencing.
Mm-hmm.
But you're sort of setting me up with teaching me all the get your opponent drunk first. If he's hungover, he fights worse. Just try to steal his booth before you fight or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Humphrey's like really sort of disappointed, but
Tie his
say-
laces together.
yeah, doesn't say something at first. It's like
Exactly, and so on.
Yeah. All right. Thanks.
If he sinks over, tie his laces to his belt. He can't get up now.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And also, it's very good to give your teacher a couple of beers before you go and practice.
Before. All right. Yeah.
And after.
I don't want to hurt you. No offense, but
All right. And what has Litha been up to then in the since you've been back?
Well, she would have offered her help to Humphrey, because at first he asked her about if she would be willing to track a mouse. But if he declines, she would absolutely stay back. If she kind of feels he has the need for some alone time.
yeah,
Otherwise,
he would
I
not
would
decline.
absolutely.
Sorry.
Otherwise, I would absolutely go and help if we could track the white rat.
Yeah. For sure. I think the way I've been gathering this is that Humphrey is maybe borderline obsessed with this this white rat, and maybe maybe that made you feel uncomfortable, or did it make you feel uncomfortable as you're spending time with him hunting it?
Personally, I think Litha would be kind of been a bit put off when she realizes like he's kind of really obsessed with finding this one rat and bringing it down. And she would kind of ask him like, what has it done to you in particular?
We could roleplay that.
Yeah. Nothing. It's just a giant rat. I mean, we're hunters, right?
Yeah,
Are we?
but sometimes when you stick your nose too deep into something, it becomes a nemesis, and you gotta eventually let it go for a bit. Like, it will return for another opportunity. I think you are kind of a bit too deep in there.
Yeah. Look, Litha, I mean, there are not that many jobs lately for a hunter that has come to some reputation in the town. And
Tell me about it. I was scrubbing toilets lately.
yeah, but those time ended now, and I worked for the sheriff. And then I did not, and then I was seen with Duncan Rock's merry man. Woman, actually. And yeah, I was ambushed, of course, but yeah, now I have them watching my every step in the city, and actually not really keen on joining the Blue Flame then anymore. After that hunter followed us and probably tipped off those tree start. So yeah.
So maybe take a break. Just clear your head.
Oh, I'm clearing my head, Litha.
You could just go for a walk like normal people.
Look you in the eye and look the. But
And she's
why?
like, serious.
Yeah. Why? No, why? That doesn't make any sense. Why should I? When I'm out in the wild, I could go hunting, right? Nothing bad about that.
That's true, but
I like it here, actually, more than in the city.
Yeah, I know, but
Sorry.
this is a bit like you're obsessed. You're not sleeping. You're kind of just running. We have been in 2 circles lately. You're kind of losing track, and that's not normal for you. So let's take a break from this and start with a fresh mind.
Yeah.
At least I need to take a break from this.
Yeah.
Can Humphrey make a quick test?
Yeah, sure.
What's
what
perception?
test should I do?
What's the
Perception.
perception test?
That is caution, isn't it?
No, there's another one. Hold on. Insight?
Nah, this is, I think, more social, right? Like knowing what other people are up to. Well, I think caution or maybe exploration.
It does say to analyze the situation you're in, the environment, and the littlings around you. It might,
okay.
It's basically, do you notice something while she's talking to you? Just out of the corner of
Okay.
your eye. I think.
Okay.
It's probably actually it's gonna be exploration. Give me an exploration test, please.
Okay. Both are 5 points. Those are 2 basic successes.
Right while she's talking to you about taking a break, you think you notice just on just off there in the distance a little ways, a little pile of what looks like rat spore, rat poo. That you didn't notice before. Right when she's telling you, maybe you should take a break from it. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, while you're talking, you see like Humphrey is really starting to focus on your left ear. And like, yeah, I'm looking for a fresh start. Can't stay here in the hearth forever. Getting too small somehow. Like,
We have the option to go to the Freedomes, you know.
yeah, I know. And before we go, I want to cut some of those ties here, right?
Like killing a rat.
Yeah, exactly. I say, and like walk past you. I think I found something, Litha. And I look at the rat droppings like Alan Grant does at the Triceratops poo.
You put your hand in it.
Oh my god. Yes, for us it is a big pile of
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like...
Yes. I mean, Humphrey wears gloves, so.
I mean, I'm assuming they're kind of like just slightly bigger versions of mouse poop, right?
Yeah.
So, and they're outdoors. They're
3
gonna,
days.
I mean, they're
3
gonna be
days.
like the size of like footballs, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And several of them. So yeah.
And several of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good God.
Yeah. I also saw that the. Did I see the white? Yeah, of course I saw the white rat because I know it's white, or maybe it's a local legend. But
I think you've seen it in the distance, haven't you? From memory.
yeah, probably it's been nearly half a year, so.
Yeah.
So yeah, but of course it has some like parts that are not covered by fur anymore, so maybe it rips it out by itself for some wicked reason. And so Humphrey would like to see if the poop contain any white hair.
Roll a d6. The higher you
Yes.
roll, the more likely you're gonna get a yes answer.
Oh, a 4.
So that's a yes, but.
Okay, yeah, a lot of butts, but a butt was involved. But... Sorry.
So the question was, does it have any white hair in it?
Yeah.
It does have white hair. It also has some gray and black hair too. But there's definitely at least 2 or 3 white hairs.
This shit's dyeing its hair right now. Tries to evade me by looking like a normal rat. Yeah, Humphrey is like a bit disappointed, but confused, standing up and like just smearing it at a nearby mushroom,
Litha.
I suppose. Oh no!
A nearby littling.
No, I'm not that antisocial. And
Okay.
just staring at the pool like, what should I do with my life right now?
Okay. All right. So I take it you've gone. You kind of cut the excursions with Humphrey short at some point, right?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
I would also like to get back to decent decorum, like what I
Yeah.
started out with.
Yeah. I think
that would be
because
part of-
you're both at Shabby, right?
Yeah.
I paid to get shabby again because I went Juggernaut last session and went
Yeah.
uncouth.
So I think clean clothes. It says cost
Yeah.
1. So shabby to me is not clean. It's kind of torn or muddy or whatever. So for 1 coin,
Exactly.
you can basically buy a new change of clothes that are just at a decent level. Yeah.
I just read the rules. It's 2 coin to get from shabby to
Oh.
decent.
Right. Okay.
That's fine.
Oh, the clean
Like,
clothes is
also
washing
getting-
or changing clothes, I guess. It's
Yeah, and
staying
getting
at
a
the same,
haircut and stuff like that.
maybe
Yeah.
staying at like the same decorum, kind of.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So 2.
Yeah.
You
So
can pay.
that
You can
would
pay
be
3 to
something-
go up to elegant if you wanted to as well. Probably doesn't suit the lone mouse Humphrey very well, right?
Yeah, no, Humphrey didn't is only shabby. I could imagine him getting a good shave and a clean cut, but it wouldn't last for long, and he wouldn't take time to
So you're gonna
keep
stay
that
shabby.
standard.
You're gonna stay shabby. Then,
I'm still
yeah?
shabby, yeah. I'm still
yeah.
shabby. Like
Okay.
Humphrey's running around in the wilderness. So
Yep. We could say maybe do you want to repair your clothes after having gone Juggernaut?
yeah,
Let's say
I
if you
don't know
pay
how-
like one. Let's say if you wanted to, it'd cost you one coin to get them like stitched up.
yeah. I paid
Do-
1 coin simply.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they design Bogart clothing with failure points that's easier to
I've thought about that before.
repair?
Probably, yeah.
Like that would kind of make
Yeah.
sense, right? But I think
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
that's where you have to pay a bit more. That's maybe the elegant Bogart clothes actually have like easy rip stitching that can like they just the stitching rips out and it kind of like falls apart and they're easy to stitch back together again.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
That was my thinking.
Oh, and then I realized you can go up to a Bogart and just pull at their clothes.
But that's not about Humphrey, it's about Litha right now, so
Yeah,
I didn't want
sorry.
to derail.
Yeah. Yeah.
Derail.
So definitely 2 coin then to get you back up to a decent level of decorum for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and for like the rest of the free time, she would actually try and train with Snotty, like
Yeah.
simple commands, building a bit more trust there, especially after the last encounter, and trying to be more of a unit.
Okay. So can you give me a D6 roll as well to see how effective your training with Snotty is?
That is a 6.
Oh wow. Okay.
Wow.
So that's like critical success, right? So yes and.
Cool.
So not only do you manage, maybe I like to think of it. Why don't you tell me kind of how you interpret that before I just kind of interpret it myself?
I would go for simple commands like stay, stuff like that she's able to stay where I tell her to, like she's stopping in her tracks, and also I would love to implement like gesture, so I don't have to talk when we come into stealthy and sneaky situations. Like I can put up my hands and she's reacting to that. That would be something that would be really nice.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think we need to mechanize that. I think, yeah, I think there's a sort of the bond has deepened between you. Maybe because of the slight trauma with the tunnel and you being there to help her out. You know, she's kind of needed something to help her heal from the kind of the scariness of that, and you spending time with her, she's really bonded with you. So yeah, you've got this unspoken bond where, as you said, you can kind of she almost can understand your intent, and just the simple hand gestures just like reinforce that to an extent.
Also do that in the dark because I can glow.
Well, that's not the dark anymore. But yeah. That's cool. Yeah. So yeah, okay, that's cool. I like that.
I'm a structure on the landing pad. So.
Yeah.
I've got scenes in my head of you kind of like having these like training montages with Snotty, like out and around Chesterfield, and like like doing training exercises and like hiding, like so you're not like in the stables with her the whole time. You're kind of going out and she's being allowed to kind of like, you're giving her the space to run around and be free a little bit.
Exactly.
Okay. Awesome.
Could cut between the simple different training montages, like Litha just ordering Snotty to run and come back, like Santiago and Humphrey fencing. Back to Litha, like Snotty just like stands up back to Santiago and Humphrey drinking, back to
Drinking,
Litha,
yeah.
like attacking a straw dummy, back to Santiago and Humphrey puking, and
Oh, first you're fencing drunkenly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
okay. Yeah. Anything else?
Well, on the long run, I would be up to accompany Gwen.
Oh.
I don't know if we have talked about it, but she offered that she would need help to get there, and going to the Freedoms for Litha would be something she would love to experience because she's a sprite.
Yeah. And
A sprite who was born in the hearth, so this is kind of like you going
Yeah.
back to your roots, kind of. Yeah.
Exactly.
I also had a idea about Gwen there that I needed to. I forgot to mention.
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm.
And what is that?
But-
Yeah, go on. We can come back to you quickly.
That come back to me. Santiago wants to have a dinner with her and discuss future work and also
Work.
just future.
Future.
Yeah,
Work.
yeah. Just traveling together, hanging out, and that could be connected to if it could be a really cool scene if Santiago starts the dinner and then Litha comes and he goes, okay. So,
I like the idea that Gwen is she's half torn between being excited about Argos, the next step for Argos, and discussing her plans for going to the Freedoms, and also being there being that attraction with you that we had established. So kind of treating it as a date, but also geeking out on Argos.
Yeah.
I mean,
And-
do you want to role play that? I don't know.
oh, we could absolutely. Santiago is also interested of
Let's-
perhaps getting money, but the date part, the nerdy part we can play, but yeah, the date part is not that important for me as a player, but it could be fun. But
Yeah, we'll see. Just want to jump back to Carmen. Is there anything else other than the kind of letting Gwen know that you're up for going along to the Freedoms?
I guess that's pretty much it. Actually, I would love to talk to Humphrey and Santiago about going to the Freedoms. They would be up for that, because I kind of feel like I want to stay with friends.
Yeah. So let's say that you've been doing all this stuff. You've been out hunting the white rat, hunting the 2-coin cut purse, training your fencing skills, training Snotty to be a better mouse, or a more intelligent mouse, and at some point the time is kind of slowly running away from you, and it's Gwen kind of mentions to all of you that she wants to leave in 2 days.
Yeah.
And then so the three of you get together, and what do you discuss? Well, let's have that little scene. You all meet up at a tavern somewhere in Chesterfield.
is it the student tavern again, or is it
Up to you.
Is it even nicer? No.
We
We're
had
not going
one
to.
that- Yeah, I worked.
Yeah, but you don't want to go there, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I've been plenty of times.
Then we can meet there. It's better economy. Yeah.
Also, Litha gets a slight, ex-employee discount.
Oh
yeah.
Excellent. She can pay.
Hey, Santiago, did you keep the mushrooms that we collected?
Oh yeah. I sold them. You see, it goes, a shadow over his face, and I'll give you a coin and Humphrey a coin as well.
All right.
I appreciate that.
That's cool. Next time,
Yeah.
maybe take me with you because those were medical grade, and
Oh,
I think
what?
together we can make more money
Oh, yeah, that's smart. I didn't think about that.
when it comes to stuff like that. Like I'm not. It's totally fine that you sold them.
It's not a problem at the moment, but next time, yeah.
Are you like stroking your new coat as well?
Yeah, brushing off some imaginary dust.
She's kind of raising an eyebrow at that and kind of chuckling to herself. She gets it. She gets it.
And here's a coin, of course. He started to think about cheating them, but when he met them face to face, this is my friends, this is my partners forward, so I will make more money by keeping them closer.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I totally forgot to hit you up earlier. So, yeah. But
Yeah,
next time we should do this
it's-
together to get a bit more.
Yeah, that's good plan. Good plan. I didn't know that. I just sold them for some money. I was happy.
Yeah, totally
Yeah.
fine.
Mm.
And
But then I did all the job actually. So you might a glass of wine, perhaps.
Yeah, you certainly know how to make a bargain. As if I wouldn't
no
have
jokes.
bought you a glass of wine anyway.
Hey, yeah, win-win then. So yeah, up for travels again. I'm guessing you two already was there because I just gave you money. So the scene is that you already are there, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't know
see,
about you guys.
What you see is that Humphrey looks a little bit more decent than before. Maybe it's his way of sort of handling the prospect of not finding the white rat in the last 2 days, and so he just went to a barber shop and get a fresh cut and a fresh shaving and decent haircut. So I crossing off two more coins, and for once, but probably not for long, I'm gonna to be decent.
Ooh, yeah.
So
Ooh.
yeah, like some weird hair folding in the middle, which and also has put his head off in the tavern, which no, he mostly does actually.
Yeah. Santiago comes over and pats you on a spot I know you have a bruise.
Not bad, buddy.
Remember lesson 15? Always know your enemies hurts.
Yeah, and I try to kick your foot away while you walk past me, and just circle around me to sit down.
Yeah.
And do I succeed?
Do a roll off. Both of you roll d6.
Sure.
A d6. Okay.
I got a 3.
I got a 4.
Ah, damn it!
Sorry.
No.
So close. So
At the
close.
same time, where you guys are busy, Litha wants to sneak the wine glass away from Santiago.
Yeah. Of course you do.
Should we do a rolly? If you
I'll
manage
roll
to
again.
get all
I'm
that?
guessing I'm gonna subtract, let's say, 1 from my roll because I'm distracted by Humphrey.
Roll with the disadvantage. So let's roll 2 dice and
Yeah.
take the lower.
I got a 6.
Okay, excellent. Oh,
Yeah, she's sneaking that away and then kind of looking smug at you both, and it's like, if you want to hurt Santiago, get the alcohol.
yeah.
Was my
Where,
plan.
where did I
For something.
where did I put this?
Where's my
Well,
drink?
I need a new wine.
I'm handing you yours, bye.
Oh,
Like,
thank
I
you.
have my own glass.
Mm.
It's just a lesson.
Yeah, well, lovely to meet you again.
Sure. How do you guys feel about traveling with Gwen? again?
Well, it was interesting and lucrative last time.
It was.
Yeah,
I would love
I
to
kinda-
see the freedoms, to be honest.
To be honest, I feel kind of bad about her getting hurt last time, so yeah. It would make
Oh, yeah.
sense to
Oh yeah,
keep an
that
eye
part.
out for her.
Mm-hmm.
Bad.
And yes, the hearth is getting a little bit small, almost suffocating.
Yeah.
Never left these lands my entire life.
Same.
Maybe it's good to take a little walk.
Yeah, I need to break in my new
Smartly, at
boots. I need to break in my new boots.
Sure.
Priorities.
Yeah. So yeah, I would love to, and also I think that was one of the most interesting travels I've done for a long time with you two.
Yeah. Can't say that something like that happened to me before once.
No.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
not
And I
getting
would.
abandoned.
Oh. Yeah.
No, he doesn't say that. He's not vindictive like that right now. Oh well, he got abandoned while hunting the white rat again.
Oh yeah. or did he do the abandonment? But well, let's back to the scene. Yeah, I would love to. That would be an excellent reason to get moving a bit again and see what the next part of the Argo story leads to.
Yeah, and we work well together. So actually, I would love to travel with you guys again.
Yeah.
Surprisingly well.
You are almost the only group I've ended ours up in tied down with. For not fun then.
Yeah. Well
Yeah.
made it
So
out.
All right.
Oh yeah.
we probably let Gwen know.
Yeah.
So
Gwen's
I heard,
Gwen's
like,
thrilled.
the-
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
So I heard like what's it called, the train is broken up the stairs due to this
Oh yeah.
this attack a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably good to have us. So, or else she probably won't make it.
Yeah.
When
true.
she's asked you for
Mm.
asked each of you to join her on the next leg of her journey. She has mentioned each of you this attack.
Yeah.
She seems to be concerned about it. And you get the impression that Gwen probably has also never left the hearth.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
So there's the idea of, I guess, similar to Humphrey, of, you know, this is home, you never looked somewhere else. But for her, she's not quite so adventurous, so you know, things in the around the house are kind of getting a little bit more unstable, and yet she kind of really feels like she needs to go upstairs. So yeah. All right. So
has she mentioned any situation of pay?
I suppose she's broke.
she
Yeah.
Like,
she she didn't take any of the treasure that you found at the last in the tomb. She's
okay.
aware that there was a treasure, so she's basically, if you do ask her, she basically reminds you of that and says, well, I didn't take a share of the treasure, and you've been amply compensated for assisting me, haven't you, Santiago? And she almost gets this very clever sort of like this expression where, you know, she's kind of often like a bit distracted, a bit mooncalf sort of style, like, you know, head in the clouds. but as soon as the kind of the money's mentioned, she's tapping back into her background, which where she like ran a shop.
Yeah.
She ran a shop on her own, quite successfully.
In that scene, Santiago looks down and looks up smiling and says, well, I do like compensation, and your company is good enough at the moment.
She blushes a little bit, but then she smiles and says, yes, well, you've been compensated. And, you know, if you join me on the trip to the upstairs, then my company you won't lose my company, will you?
Yeah. And we still have the deal about, you talking about my travels, writing something perhaps.
Her blush deepens a bit and says, I may have already made a start on that. But it's not ready.
I'm reading on the way.
No. It's not ready to be read yet. No. She's like bright red, and then she makes her excuses and she almost runs away.
Okay. Well, weird.
It's
Someone doesn't like to talk about me. That's weird.
All right. So you've made your decision. You're going to join Gwen heading to the Freedomes. I guess for me, it would be nice to kind of maybe tie up this session so it's not too long because there's not a lot happening in it. We're getting close to the 2-hour mark. I guess for me, for the next session, do we want to have a sort of session where you're making your way to the stairs? Or do we just want to cut to the stairs and just start with that bit? Because I imagine the traveling up the stairs could easily be like like 2 sessions long, maybe even more, depending on how we handle it. So do we want to add something with you kind of a bit of role play with Gwen on the way and bumping into Duncan Rocks or his gang, or the White Rat might make an appearance. You never know. What do you want to do?
Personally, I think 2 sessions for Wilderness Adventures would be great. I think we don't have to plannedly expand it. Russia, yeah. But if we suddenly accidentally take 3 sessions, I wouldn't mind. But
you mean are you including the stairs in that wilderness sessions?
Yeah. I think the stairs absolutely are a wilderness adventure. At least from the point I know.
Sure. So for me, for planning, that sounds like maybe like a half a session making your way to the stairs. Then we could start on the stairs. Then we can finish it in another session, maybe a 3rd session. Okay, that works. If everyone else is happy with that too.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because we could basically just kind of wave our hands and say, do 1 session on the stairs, and then the next session you're in somewhere else at the top.
Maybe 2 sessions of travel is if you survive, for me it's totally okay. 2 or also 3.
Okay.
Don't rush it, but don't prolong it either. It's you know the storyline better than us, so
yeah, that's fine. I mean, this is kind of going into unfamiliar territory because the game doesn't have a session for this, so we're just gonna run with it. The one thing I wanted to say was,
I like bonuses.
with one thing I wanted to mention was with Gwen. She's definitely gained some. You've all kind of noticed that she has gained some self-confidence from this trip. She still is kind of scatterbrained. She still is easily distracted by history, especially if you mention Argos. She just that's it. She just 2-3 hours. She's just distracted. But she definitely has more self-confidence. Santiago, you definitely get the impression that she never would have, even if she was attracted to you, she probably would have just been blushing and wouldn't even be able to talk to you before. So the fact that you can actually take her on a date, and she's only talking about Argos and history for half the date is huge improvement over anything before. So I think I kind of want to portray her a little bit as learning a bit from her experiences. She's experienced a bit more of the world than her life of the shop than the university. But she still is kind of a bit of a scatterbrain. She's still an academic, right? She's not turning into miraculously into Lara Croft or Indiana Jones or anything like that. Not yet, at least. All right, so that's cool. Thank you. I've got a good plan for our next session, and I hope that was an okay session for the three of you with very very kind of spontaneous for me. Zero prep. Let's recap and do a little bit of role play. Mostly, I just really wanted us to get back into the vibes of the game, which I think we've done. So cool. All right. So we'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Thanks everyone for watching, and yeah, see you then.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.